South Korea. Last year, I worked in South Korea at a hagwon, and I lived in Uijeongbu. And Uijeongbu is a smaller city outside, not too far from Seoul. So this is a list in no particular order about what I liked about Korea. The free museums. First of all, it's ridiculous that in my country, you have to pay an arm and a leg to get into a history museum or an art museum. I live in Philadelphia. It's $25 to get into the art museum. I go to Seoul, South Korea on the weekends for some art and culture, and it is free to get into their art museums and their historical museums. The historical sites, such as the palaces, are just like 3,000 won, 5,000 won. That's basically you're spending $3 to $5 to see a palace from the past and to learn about Korean history. But you come over to America and you're paying all this money. And it's just, I love how accessible, how a person who might not be financially stable can enjoy arts and culture in South Korea. Unlike over here, people that are probably on welfare or like below the poverty line, they can't even get into the science museum or like a historical museum or something. But at least it's accessible in South Korea. Convenience store food in South Korea and in Japan tastes like heaven. First of all, you're getting all your nutrients and your vitamins, because you still can get some soup, some veggies, some kimchi, some rice, some protein, which is the meat. You can still get all of that. You can get platters. You can survive off of convenience store food in South Korea and not feel like you're unhealthy and stuff. So it's all healthy. It's all there. It tastes way better. Like the 7-Eleven in South Korea tastes way better than 7-Eleven in America. There's a market that I love to go to near my apartment in Uijeongbu called No Brand. It's like the Korean Aldi's or Save-A-Lot over there, but it just, the food is good, the drinks are good. I love the store called No Brand, okay? So that's my favorite market besides the other markets. I love No Brand. Coin Noraebang. So if you don't want to rent a whole big behind room to sing songs for Noraebang, which is karaoke, you can do Coin Noraebang, and basically you can it's like practically like in translation 50 cents per song, or no, 2 songs per 50 cents. Just pop in a coin. Like if you just want to sing 4 songs, you can go into this private booth, because there's coin noraebangs on like every block in each city, and you can pop in songs and do some stress relief singing after work. You don't have to dedicate your time to a whole hour for karaoke or noraebang. You can just dedicate 10 minutes to 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I love coin noraebangs. It's great if you want to ride solo and you don't got time to get people. You can have your own private space for cheap to sing a bunch of songs. I love these neighborhoods. Hongdae, this is all in Seoul. I love Hongdae neighborhood, Hapjeong, and the Sukmyeong Women's University area neighborhoods. That area, definitely people near my age hung around there. The hipsters, the college-y folk, the single life folk. My friend she lived in a Sukmyeong Women's University area. When I visit her, I love it there. Diverse food. It feels open-minded. The energy is different. That's also the area where you can get I did the free Korean lessons with other foreigners at. I love, it just feels young and cool and hip, and I love the small little shops where you can get some bags, some jewelry, the food. I'm sorry, I just reminiscing. And then Hongdae area is awesome. A very touristy too, but musicians, like if you can't afford to go to a concert, just go to Hongdae and walk around, and you have a rock, a street artist, street musicians are everywhere. So you basically have like a free performance, like walking around and eating some street food. Like there's a lot of street food in Hongdae. Then you can like listen to some a rapper in this one area, some indie rock singers over here, some girls dancing in skimpy clothes to some popular K-pop song. Cause there's like each section you just get like different artists, indie artists, musicians who are trying to make it. They got their own space. I love Hongdae Hapjeong. I stayed in Hapjeong for 2 weeks after I resigned from the Hagwon. That area reminded me, that area felt so, I love that area. Hapjeong, that has to be a whole video about Hapjeong neighborhood. So all these neighborhoods are in Seoul. I love them. They're my favorite. Cheap indie rock concerts again. So these indie rock concerts were in Hongdae and Hapjeong because the venues were in those locations. I love the scene. I love the punk, the alternative. I love the rock scene in South Korea. It doesn't get enough credit. The musicians are awesome and talented, gifted. It's just different. Like it's so different to see creativity and people being their own person, because Korea is very not all the Korean people, but the majority is just like we all have to be in the same trend. We all have to have the same mindset. We gotta being grouped together. And I like people are wearing different clothes. People got color hair, piercings, tattoos. Cause I just want to see people that's different and that are awesome. And they're all good people. They're not bad people just because they have tattoos and piercings and weird spots. I love their clothes. The rockers are nice and they're cute and they're very nice to me. When I meet up, I tell them that their music is good or I like your voice, and they're so nice. And they're like, you want to take a picture with us? And I'm like, yay! The Solutions is my #1 band, and I didn't get to see them while I was there. So that's another thing. I just love the Korean rock scene. The K-rock scene should get some shine too. And I love all genres of Korean music, but I was heavily into the rock scene because it was everywhere, and the venues were in Hapjeong and Hongdae. I should have tried to find some underground hip-hop artist concerts, but anyway. Attractive men. I'm attracted to Asian men. And walking around Korea, there's a bunch of cute boys on the streets. Very handsome young men and older men. I had a crush on one of the baristas in a coffee shop. He looked like he was like in his 40s and 50s, and he was really handsome, and I always came down to get a latte on purpose because I had a crush on him. And then eventually the director of my job and some of my coworkers realized I had a crush on him, so they would tease me a little bit for fun. The nice coworkers, not the ignorant one. That's a whole different video. And then the train system. I love the train system. When I first visited Korea on a vacation, I went to Korea the first time as a trip, just a vacation, and I was so confused because I didn't have time to understand the train system. But the second time I went back to Korea, which was for work, I got to understand it and learn it, and I just love the cleanliness of the subways. All the subways is clean. I mean, if you see New York City and Philadelphia subways and you're like walking through, it's so nasty. It stinks like pee everywhere, and it just smells stale. It's disgusting. And Korea, I just like, oh, I love how your subway system is so clean. It's so clean. I love it. I miss it. Now I'm back to like a dirty train subway system. And there's one thing I don't like about the subway system, the underground system, but that's for my dislike video. But I love the cleanliness. Okay. Food, Korean food. I'm ruined. I come back to America. I went to H Mart to eat something. I went to another place. I'm done. I ate the bulgogi and had kimchi and noodles and Korean barbecue and what else? What's my bulgogi? Seaweed soup. Okay, a bunch of Korean dishes that I can't name. Everything, different types of soups. different recipes, my friends, my Korean friends' home cooking. Yo, tell me why it does not taste the same. I'm ruined. Korean food in Korea tastes like heaven, especially when you go over to your friend's apartment and she like makes a banging dinner for her family. That was one of my Korean friends. She has a whole entire family and she was cooking, and her I think her parents are farmers, so the rice was like straight up picked. What you're eating here is nothing compared to South Korea. I'm so disappointed. Like, I'm going to places here, like the places I went to eat Korean food is by like Koreans, but why doesn't it taste the same as in South Korea? I don't understand. Like, oh my god, the bulgogi here is so whack. The tteokbokki here is whack in Philadelphia. I'm done. Even in New York, I went to eat some Korean food in New York. What I ate in Korea tastes like heaven, and it's the same with Japan. I am ruined for sushi. I don't want to eat sushi in America ever again. What I ate in Japan, what? That was the best flounder I had in my life. Best eel. Oh god, sushi. It just feels like, it tastes like that one place in Hapjeong where they had the tteokbokki and the dumplings. It's like a famous place. Oh my gosh. And there was a bunch of grandmas cooking it too. Older people can throw it down over there. And there was this bulgogi Korean barbecue thing around the corner from my apartment in Uijeongbu. That food. Then you had the cold noodles. The cold noodles in Korea taste good. Pat bingsu, they're a very traditional, famous dessert in Korea. That tastes like heaven. They had different flavors. My friend's like, you're obsessed with pat bingsu, and I'm like, yes, I am. I am. It's shaved ice with red beans and almonds, and then like you can get ice cream on it, or you can get different flavors like green tea, chocolate. It is amazing. Just so you know. So, and Korean food is very hot and spicy too. Like, there's the hot and the spicy side too. So prepare to burn sometimes. But you can avoid that. You can try. But Korea, they love their hot food. Cleanliness. Again, we're back to cleanliness. Because I'm reading the list. Again, like I said, I love the cleanliness. I love walking around my neighborhood and there is no trash on the ground. Like, not even in their touristy spots. Of course, it's going to be clean. But in regular residential neighborhoods in South Korea, it's clean. Thank you for being clean. Clean, clean, clean. They have a mold problem. The mold problem is in certain apartments and how they build their apartments. I don't like that. That will be in a different video, the mold issue. But outside, walking outside on the streets in the city is so clean. Just like clean. And lastly, I love every block there's a cafe and a dessert cafe. And I love my lattes, I love my coffee, I love my cappuccinos. And I think South Korea makes the best caffeinated beverages. They make my my caramel macchiato. Like caramel macchiato juiceo. I order that all the time. They know. They make the best caramel macchiatos. So good. I'm reminiscing right now. There was a certain cafe that I would get it, cause Paris Baguette in South Korea, it's like their Dunkin' Donuts, so their quality is like Going to those special small cafes to get my caramel macchiato, it be hitting. Oh, did Edia? There's a cafe called Edia. That's like their chain store. Who made the best macchiato? I think Edia made the best one. It was good. And there was another one, like smaller ones. First of all, they had Dunkin' Donuts in South Korea, and that didn't make no sense because I said all your dessert cafes are bomb and they're heaven. Why do you have this nasty, corny Dunkin' Donuts food chain from America there? There were some American food chains that shouldn't have been in Korea because I said, well, this tastes better, like, over ours. Of course they had Starbucks. And that was everywhere. If you go to Seoul and you go to like your university areas, Starbucks is everywhere. Wait, I forgot. Politeness of the older generation. Everyone who was everyone was nice and hospitable. But the older generation, like everyone has this mindset like, oh, they're racist. No, they always help me. They were always helpful. If I looked lost, they're like, excuse me, do you need any help? Like, I always got that. Everyone else, and then, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, your hair is beautiful. Yapata, la 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 la. So, or they want to hold my bag if I'm standing on the train. Or like this older gentleman offered me to sit down next to him because I was standing on the train, but I didn't want to sit down. And I was like, "Kenchanayo." So the politeness or the welcoming, like, I didn't feel uncomfortable in the world of South Korea. I felt self-conscious when I first moved there because I was like, I'm the only dark-skinned person. Like, I see other black people randomly, but not all the time. So it's just, I'm really in a society where I'm rare, and I was like, oh my god, are they judging me? That was in the beginning, but then I assimilated and got used to it and wasn't paying people any mind. I wasn't even thinking about what people thought of me by, like, when summer hit. I was just like, let me get on this bus. By the way, the ice cream store in my neighborhood around the corner in Uijeongbu, oh, I'm surprised I didn't get fat. See, I bought a lot of ice cream, but didn't gain a lot of weight. They put, like, their sugars, their food is kind of healthier over there. Like, I should have got diabetes or something, but ice cream store was awesome, and it's ran by a family. It was like a couple, a woman and a guy, and their kid was there. And one time, this is off topic, one time the store was locked, but it was still open, and she must have ran somewhere, and I was waiting at the door because I needed some ice cream. She came back and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, in Korean, blah, blah, blah. Then she opened the door, and I got my ice cream, and she offered me a boiled egg for free because I guess to be apologetic. And I was like, oh, kamsahamnida, blah, 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 blah. Ice cream! I love ice cream. Ice cream in Korea is amazing. We're just back onto the dessert cafes and cafes. Dessert cafes are amazing in South Korea. And caffeine. Alright, that is my video. Thank you for watching the things I love about South Korea. Now I gotta do a thing I love about Japan because I mentioned Japan briefly. So, bye everyone.